my 10th anniversary in this business. So it's been a strange 10 years. But let me tell you, I have worked in almost every capacity in the anime business that you could. I started out, I was a producer. I used to produce like subtitled VHS tapes, okay? And that was only 10 years ago, and it already sounds like, basically Flintstones, like something made out of rock. Back then, when I started working for Central Park Media, the DVD had only really been around for like 3 years. CPM made the first ever dual language DVD. Not dual language anime, but dual language DVD. It was Battle Arena Toshinden. It came out in like 1997. That's how new that technology was then, because now we sort of take it all for granted. But, I never really intended to do this. And I think you'll find almost everybody who is in this business never really intended to be in this business. When I, graduated, I went to NYU, and I went to school to be an actor. So, I kind of guaranteed myself a life of unemployment and restaurant jobs and things like that. Any of you guys in school for acting right now? Oh, good for you. All right. But yeah, I'm telling you, it's a rough business, because it's hard to find work, especially if we're just doing that kind of thing to sustain yourself. But I'd gotten into doing music when I was at NYU, and I had bands, and that's what you just heard a little bit of. This is what I did. I played drums for like a metal band called Major D, and we got signed to a label, and I would go around playing the drums, and then I used to sing for other bands, and we had gigs all the time, and that was my life. I was lucky that I got to be a rock star for a little while. That was my job. Now granted, yeah, sure, I wasn't like the Beatles or anything, but if people asked me what I did, I said I'm a rock star, and I played in a rock and roll band. That was it. So anyway, that was like a sort of a dream come true in some ways, but then it's an eye-opener in other ways. Because even if you get signed to a label and they're putting out your albums, you start in the hole. You owe them money when things get going. And is anybody in a band? Any of you in a band? Yeah? It's tough getting along with people in your band. Because it's like having 3 or 4 girlfriends, Because if something goes wrong, nobody wants to talk, and then you're like, okay, hang on, what's going on? And then, it's a lot of politics, a lot of issues. So I managed to do that for a little while, but then we stopped getting along with each other and split up. And now, because I'm petty, it pisses me off that, we used to play with Marilyn Manson when he was nobody. We used to play with Seven Dust and all these bands, and now they're all famous bastards. But they were also really, really good back then, so they earned it. But anyway, so eventually we split up, and I had to get a job. So I looked in the newspaper, and I saw in the New York Times, and I saw an ad for a DVD producer, Central Park Media. And, and it's an anime, and honestly, I don't really know shit about anime. But when I was a little kid, when I was a little kid, I watched Star Blazers on TV, okay? I'm 36, so when I was 6 years old, Star Blazers was on TV, and G-Force. And I know you all maybe want to call them something else, but it was G-Force to me, and Star Blazers. But I didn't know this Japanese, whatever, It was a cartoon, but it was good. Star Blazers was particularly good because it was dramatic and compelling, and you have the love triangle going on, with Nova and Wildstar and all this stuff, and you got that countdown at the end of every episode. Any of you guys watch Star Blazers or, Space Battleship Yamato? Yeah, and it was always and I was this little kid watching this thing, but I'd be it's more than 6 months have passed, they're not going to make it back in time, But it was great stuff, but I never really gave it a second thought. So, as I got older, I really never had any other experiences with anime. I mean, I was aware of Akira and aware of Robotech and stuff like that, but never really watched it. So I went and started working at Central Park Media. And the first thing that they do there, Central Park Media is no longer around, sadly, but they're they were an old school anime company, and they are one of the companies who is most responsible for the start of the success of anime here. John O'Donnell, very forward-thinking dude. He was a VIP in Sony for years in Japan, and he saw all the fans and the sales that were happening over there. So he brought it, started bringing things to this country, and then other companies popped up, and then and it became a big boom. The first thing they made you do when you worked at Central Park Media is you had to watch a Ruska Doji. Anybody know what that is? Yeah, you know what it is? Tell everybody what it is.